Afternoon, everybody. It's 4:25. I know it's kind of early and the futures are not closed, but I have a grandson's show to go to tonight, so I'm doing this early. Besides that, most of the action is done, and certainly most of the news is well known. Okay, so uh, First Republic is going to get a cash infusion, but it's not an investment. It's interesting because it's something that JP Morgan did between the warring factions in the panic of 1907. And that was he took everybody, put them in a room, took the key, locked the door, and said nobody leaves till we have some sort of deal. And in fact, they had a deal. Uh, Today, all of the big banks got together, I'm assuming on Zoom, and discussed making deposits of about anywhere from 2 to 5 billion, totaling 35 billion, as a show of good faith in what First Republic has going forward. This morning, the stock was as low as 1980, and after the news, was as high as 40. Um, right now, it is trading at 29.84, and that's down $1.32 and about mid range. So, there's a great deal of what the perception is. These are uninsured deposits, and it's a huge show of faith by the likes of JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, Goldman Sachs. Total 35 billion. So we'll see how that works. In the meantime, we had a great trade today in the S&Ps. Bought the ones that expire tomorrow at 392, and at the time the index was around 386, 387. We paid 76 cents for them. Sold one at 318 and the other one at 361 for a profit of about 340 odd percent. Double that, obviously, in the large account. After the close, we had FedEx, which missed on revenues and beat on earnings. The stock has traded up recently, and at the close of business today was 204.05, up 875 or 4.5%. It has since traded as high as 223.5, and the last is 219.56, up 24.26 or 12.4%. As far as the commodities go, oil slightly higher, really not much of a bounce here. We were 65.65 yesterday. We were 68.75 today. We closed 68.35, which is okay, but it's such a short range day that it really doesn't matter much. That gas was up about 8 and is up about 8.5 cents. Heating oil is up and gasoline is up. Gold was down 780. Silver down 670. Copper, the industrial metal, was up a bit. Platinum up 10.2. As far as the softs, cotton rebounded a little, up a nickel. Coffee had a pretty nice day, up 7.5, 7.45. This one's gotten pounded. We sold the second half of our JO position versus I want to say 194. So we've been down to 173. So that was a pretty decent sell. Sugar up 26 cents. Cocoa up. Lumber up. The housing starts were very positive today, and the lumber closed actually up the limit on the high of the day. S&Ps were up 68. The futures are continuing higher, now up 74, up 340 in the Nas and 415 in the Dow. And the little Russell continues to chug along, up 27.30. Dollar was slightly lower. Bitcoin and Ethereum both up, and the bonds were down. I want to show you the bond chart because we've been talking a lot about this and the fact that we're right at the edge, or we were right at the edge of these 7 consecutive lower highs, lower lows, and um, this is the weekly. Give you an idea of what that looks like. This is a nice little bottoming formation. It looked like moving up and having a higher low and then starting up and looking like it might be able to break out above that. But a look at the daily will show you that what they did today was they took it all the way up and then closed it on the low of the day, or is trading at the low of the day at 130. After being 133.16, it is now 130.16. That's a $3 move in a bond, which is pretty extreme. So looks like we're going to come back in towards that 126, 128 area. Good support there, and we'll see how that holds. And that's about it, folks. In case you missed it, initial claims were 192, which was down from 205, and the continuing claims 1,684,000, which was down from 1,720,000. Housing starts were down 4.5%. Pardon me. Housing starts 1,450,000 versus 1,003,000, so they were actually up. Permits also up 1,524,000 versus 1,340,000. Import prices down, export prices up ever so slightly. And that's about all I have to say. So I'll be back first thing in the morning and we'll start it all over again. Have a good evening.